Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how I built this shop gantry. Okay everybody, today I'm going to show you how I built this shop gantry crane because I want to be able to take engines out of a car and drop them into a pickup truck if I can back the pickup truck in here. You can see what this is built out of is basically 3 I-beams. There's 2 8-foot sections that run, let's call it north-south, and then there's one long beam that runs 10 feet and that's east-west. And so the 10-foot beam can move this way on 2 trolleys. And then there's a single trolley on the 10-foot beam that moves in the east-west direction, to which I've attached a chain hoist. So let's get to it. These threaded rods are 1 inch. They're stainless. And these are sliding dollies that go on an I-beam. The plan here is to build a gantry crane to be mounted above the car here. And what I should be able to do is, if I want to grab an engine, I can lift it up, move it over, and put it back down. These beams are heavy, but they're not, in the grand scheme of things, they're not that heavy. I think the total weight of everything is about 300 pounds, which for up there, that's 2 people standing up there. It's not that big a deal. What I'm going to try to do is distribute as much of the weight as possible across as many joists as possible. Some big nuts. So it's a total of 16 sections of threaded rod. I'll have to make all those cuts. Each of the 8-foot beams will have 3 holes in them, through which the stainless threaded rod will go. So I ordered a couple more of these. This guy goes out to 1 inch. These are expensive. These cost about 30 bucks a piece. You can get cheap ones on Amazon that are Chinese. This is Milwaukee. They can be as high as like 60 bucks a piece. Hopefully this guy lasts. I gotta drill 6 holes with this. That will do it. All right, I got out the big guns. Yep, bit the bullet on the last one. I'm gonna have to punch that out. fully painted. I think it's going to be pretty much impossible not to scratch them while I'm trying to get them mounted. All right, so it's in now. I was able to get it through by basically hogging this out a little bit more, which is not ideal, but it'll work. So now it's in on both sides. I will put a nut on either end, but I'm going to push it all the way through so this end is open, and I'm going to try to lift the I-beam up here and get it through one end.
You know, makes sense with this profile and this moment. All of this stuff has happened to actively manage the exits, I think. Well, and there's a different things going on that I've been seeing a lot of. I've been approached by people buying strips of GP interest and strips of like you're saying, I'm saying your shares. I got offered, half price basically by some people who are, I don't want to say happy people, but I think they're optimistic about certain news. Yeah, and specifically. Saudi, let's take Saudi for example. What did you think of Saudi and MBS before you went, and what do you think now or coffees, dinners, literally 30 different people, and podcast with the three of you, and then being thrust into like real options. I feel afraid into never like that.
It's freaking scary.
This area is changing so quickly.
When I put the beam up over there, I made it harder than it needed to be. I should have just moved the car, but I didn't want to mess with all that. It was harder than it needed to be. I only had one ladder. I just went out and got this little giant here to help support the beam. So this time I have transferred the alignment marks over. I've marked where the holes need to be. I've done all my measurements. And now I'm going to drill the holes. And then the plan is to do what I said I would do before, which is take the beam. I'm going to put one end up on that ladder, and then I'm going to lift the other one and put it up here. I need to cut the threads. I need to drill those holes, and then I need to cut the threaded rod to the right lengths and go from there. Okay, that was way better than the last one, but it was still a huge pain in the butt. So this center one is fixed in place. That one needs to come out, and I need to get a nut on either side of this so I can do all the centering. This one's just kind of temporarily there. I need to get it shifted over and centered. Using the ratchet strap was very helpful. Using 2 ladders was better. Still stupid, dangerous, and I don't know if I move, if I'm bringing this with me. It might just stay there. If I move, I'm gonna build a pole barn and I'm gonna have I-beams put in just for this, so I don't have to do it. Okay, I measured from the edges from the centers of each trolley, and it looks to be almost exactly 112 inches. So now I need to transfer that here. And I've decided what I'm gonna do. I bought a ton of different U-bolts from McMaster Car. So these, believe it or not, are rated at 400 pounds each. So I think I'm gonna put like maybe 2 on each side. So there'll be a total of 4 per trolley. So 4 here and 4 at that end. And I'm just gonna I gotta drill the holes. I'm gonna put them in loose, 112 inches apart. Orientation messed up. Not like this, like this. The trolley beam will be like that. So I'm gonna do a total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or maybe 3, it doesn't matter. That side's kind of in. It's shifting around as I'm adjusting that one. So I'm gonna leave these in place to catch it and keep it, get it on there, and then fine tune. All right, it's up there. Once I got it up, I was able to hold it there. I had to do a lot of finagling too, a lot of messing around, little tweaks and changes. He does not like it when I'm on the ladder. Stop. Come on. Get out of the garage for a second. Bye-bye. So I had to do a lot of little tweaks and changes. So once I got it up with the ratchets, it took some time to, the beam was kind of twisted. And so I was trying to get it to flatten and level out a little. And it made it hard to get the U-bolts aligned, but I did manage to get all the U-bolts in over there. So I had that supported with one ratchet strap and the U-bolts over there. And I had it supported with two ratchet straps over here. And then I took the whole trolley off, disassembled it, put it back together up here, rolled it in, lifted this a bit and got a U-bolt in, and then now they're there. So I have two U-bolts in on each side. Each of these is rated at 400 pounds, I think. So, that's 800 pound rated over here and it's 800 pound rated over there. I might upgrade that. I don't know. For now we're okay. Yeah, I might actually just change out the U-bolts. I'm not sure, to like even higher rated. The next thing I need to do some tweaks on the trolleys and get them tightened up and make sure that they're hugging this just right. It does roll like super easy, which is cool. The stop bolt I need to tighten up over there, and same on that side, and then I need to install the ones on the end over here. Then I'll install the trolley on the cross beam. One other thing I was worried about was the lights. I thought maybe I could swing under them, but I'm gonna have to relocate them. Not that big a deal because they're just plug in, so I'll just drape them across, keep the wires up out of the way, and put them over on that side. So the reason why it was twisting as I was moving it was that it can actually slide here on the center post, and you're supposed to put a bunch of spacer washers in there. If you were just doing a single track, it might not matter that much, but since these are parallel, it needs to be more rigid. I was also a little hesitant to put the third U-bolt in there because it's going to be kind of an angle, but that will add a lot more strength. These are each rated at 425 pounds. So 850 pounds total on this side and 850 pounds rating on that side. So for a total of 1,700 pounds total rating, but the load is not always uniform. If I were to move over here, I would have the majority of the load on this U-bolt, on this pair of U-bolts. And a small block Chevy with iron heads is about 600 pounds. A transmission, a T56 transmission, is about 150 pounds. So you can see you're getting up into 750, 800 pounds pretty easy. And so, I don't want to get too close to the peak weight rating. So if I put a third on here, even if it's a little bit at an angle, it might be okay as long as I have everything spaced and semi-rigid, because it'll be distributing the weight across 3 U-bolts at 425 pounds each, which would mean that it would have 1,275 pounds peak capacity over here, which is pretty good. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've got the trolley completely off. The beam is supported by this ratchet. This is way easier than when I first got it up, because since I already had it aligned, now everything's level. I can just put the strap over that bar and just hold it, take the trolley off, put the spacers on how I need to, get it in its final configuration, tighten it all back down, and then take the strap off and we're good to go. That's so much easier than it was before. I don't have the beam all cockeyed and everything, so a lot better. All right, I feel a lot better about that. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's much better. So putting those washers in there really fixed it. I think I could even fit a couple more in there to just tighten it up. All right, everybody, so you see the work that was done here on this gantry crane. Tell me what you think. You know, it was a little bit scary there. There were a few moments where I was like, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, if I'm gonna hurt myself. As I'm tightening it up and I'm tweaking it, the adjustability I built into it, I'm very happy with. I feel like I could tweak those parameters over time. I can move the north-south beams inward a little and maybe tighten it up a little bit. I can maybe put in different U-bolts later. Now that it's up and assembled, I can just put a ratchet strap up there and temporarily support the beam if I need to make any modifications. So I'm getting more comfortable with it as now it's in its final assembly state, and I'm starting to see how I can tweak it. Someday, you know, maybe I can change the type of trolleys I'm using. I can maybe retrofit this with an electric hoist instead of a chain hoist. But for now, this is awesome. The engine hoist always took up space, and having mine break when I was trying to get the single post lift assembled is probably the best thing that could have happened to that, because now it let me do this. So I'm very happy with this project. It's just been a fun project. This is probably one of the most useful things I've ever done in my shop. So let me know what you think, but I hope that you have a great day, and I hope that this project inspires you. So thanks for watching. This is Damian Hill with Solve Fix Build.